He's a footballer, she's a pop singer. She's Posh Spice, he is Bex. She's Victoria, he's David. Welcome, please, the Beckhams. So you do look like the golden couple. You come down those stairs there. You've written this book, Victoria, called Learning to Fly, which is your autobiography. And I was very attracted by something you said in the introduction to it, that you've written it to actually make sense of what's happened. What exactly do you mean by that?
That dedication I actually wrote to my family. I think that so much has changed over all the years, not just the way that I have to live my life, but the way they have to live their lives. And I just wanted to try and explain it. You know, I can be a pain in the neck. I have a roller coaster of emotions. And my mum is always there at the brunt of it, really. And I think it's hard for people to actually understand what I go through, what David goes through. But I just thought the book would try and explain that.
And is there of course, too, I would imagine, there's a sense in which you wrote the book to set the story right. Because you're the most gossiped about couple in the world. I mean, you can't open a newspaper without you being there in some form or other, some story or other.
Yeah, I mean, I think that it was, rather than to set the record straight, it was me saying that the truth is, you know, available, if you like. You know, I think that a lot of people can benefit from this book. You know, I'm hoping that children will find it inspiring. I think there's lots of women that will be able to relate to things that I've written about in the book.
In what sense do you think you're a good role model? I mean, why? Here you are with lots of pots of money. You've got a sex symbol husband who earns a fortune. You've got a big mansion. I mean, that's not typical, is it?
No, it's not typical. I mean, I think that my message behind my book, you know, to lots of children out there is, if you want to do something and you work hard enough, you can achieve that. Look at me. You know, I've never claimed to be the best singer or the best dancer, but I've worked really, really hard, the same as I did when I was at school. And I think there are so many young children that's dreams get trampled on. And, you know, I remember being at school and saying, I want to be a dancer when I grow up. And they said, well, come on, what do you really want to do? So it's me saying...
Why did they say that to you? Why?
Because I think that it was a bit out of the ordinary.
And also, you were not the right shape, were you? You were a dumpy child.
I was a bit dumpy, but you can have dumpy dancers.
Well, no, yes, the roly-polies.
Exactly, there you go, fly me in.
So, I suppose from that point of view, it is. But David, what about you? You read this book, did you, from beginning?
No, I'm halfway through it at the moment.
Yeah.
I must say,
at least he's honest.
But he reads it, and we're lying in bed, and he'll be reading the book, and he'll just look at me like that. And I'm like, oh, God, what have I said?
But what, I mean, do you feel that you've been misperceived, if you like, that the people have got the wrong idea about the two?
I think in some ways, because there is so much, you know, publicity that surrounds both of us. You know, people read things and people have got different feelings about us both, and that's why it's good. You know, I done the book last year, which was just a picture book. You know, it wasn't the autobiography like Victoria's done. So that's why it's nice for people to go out and they can read the truth if that's what they want.
But what do you think, what do you want to put straight most of all? I mean, what is the thing that really annoys you about the image that the press have of you, the media?
I think that, I mean, I would never complain at what the press say. I think you cannot mess around with publicity and ask when you have it and when you don't have it. But I think that people do pick up newspapers, do read things, and I think that people do paint a picture of you, and I think it's people's preconceptions.
But like what?
I think they think I'm a miserable cow in high heels and I just go down Bond Street all the time. Not that there's anything wrong in that, but, you know, come on. All the ladies out there know that.
Any miserable cows who shop down Bond Street are watching the programme, of course. And there's a lot of them out there.
See, I always do it. Yeah, I think that, you know, it's me trying to get across that, yes, OK, so I am married to David. You know, I'm very, very lucky. But at the same time, I'd like to think that people can relate to me. I'm a normal girl. I'm a working mum. You know, I'm working very hard and I'm trying to raise a family at the same time.
Do they think you're too pushy, perhaps? Is that what they think?
A bit too pushy? I'm sure some people do.
Why are you laughing?
Shut up, David. You was waiting for that, weren't you? We've seen the comedy sketches, you see. We've got that off to a fine art now.
Well, I mean, you won a lot of fans by doing the Ali G interview, because, I mean, but the one thing about you is that you don't actually take yourselves seriously in that point of view. You're able to laugh at yourselves.
You have to. There are so many people out there having fun, you know.
Yes. Yes, but going back to this thing about image, do you feel that David is perhaps has a better public persona, image, than you have?
I think he does have now. I don't think that he did a few years ago, and I think that sometimes when you can get down and think, oh God, why don't people understand me? Why are they saying this? Why are they saying that? What better person to look at than my own husband to see how somebody can turn all that around? I mean, David is... I call him golden balls, you know, now, because, I mean, you know, because now... Is that going to be
golden balls, Beckham, eh? It's a good one, that one, isn't it?
That's going to be... I know, that's one of those things I shouldn't have said, but...